I want to start by saying that I am a Black person, but I want other people to understand what's going on. You have to realize, because I see it for myself as a fellow Black person. All Black foreigners, all Black Americans handle any conflicts, disputes, and discipline. They handle those situations with threats of violence, acts of violence, or they'll do some other niggerish shit to the person, okay? That's how they handle those situations, okay? They could have a situation going on for years with the person, okay? They could have a situation that could have lasted for years, okay? Any number of years. The situation could have even lasted for 20 years, okay? With the same person or with the same people, okay? And yet, they will still handle that same person and them same people for those 20 years every day, every day. They'll handle that situation with that same person and those same people with the same thing. What? Threats of violence, acts of violence, and even other niggerish shit as a way to deal with any conflict they have with the person, any disputes they have with the person, or discipline. But the thing is that they don't realize that 20 years could have passed. They could be doing the same thing to the person every day for 20 years around the clock. But the people are still doing and saying the same thing that they're doing the stuff to. The threats of violence to, the act of violence to, okay? And other niggerish shit too. They'll keep on doing that same thing. Black foreigners and Black Americans, they'll still keep doing that same thing to the person or people. Because Black foreigners and Black Americans struggle with common sense. They struggle with logic, critical thinking. They struggle with comprehension. They struggle with problem solving. They struggle in those areas. They will keep doing the same thing to the same person or the same people every day, the entire day, even for 20 years, because they don't have the mental capacity to understand how they're dealing with the person and how they're handling the person isn't working. They will continuously do the same thing. Black foreigners and Black Americans will do the same thing to the same people or the same person every day, the entire day for 20 years. Even after 20 years, they'll do it again and again and again, thinking that every time they do this thing to that same person or the same people, that their behavior would change and their actions would change. But guess what? Even after every day around the clock for 20 years, that person has the same actions and the same speech and the same behavior. Because Black foreigners and Black Americans don't know any other way than that. And they don't have the mental capacity to do anything other than that. They don't realize, well, maybe if you approach the person in a different way, or you approach the people in a different way and do things differently, that their behavior will change, their actions will change, their speech will change. They don't look at it that way because they don't have the intellect to think of things in those type of ways, okay? They don't know how the problem solved. They don't. They struggle in that area. You know what they call somebody that does the same thing every day, all day, for many years, expecting each day, each around the clock, they do it every around the clock for years, they do the same thing, that it will be a different outcome. They're still expecting, it could be 20 years later, they could still be expecting a different outcome. But yet it's still the same outcome. You know what they describe those people as? As insane. Any person that does the same thing every day around the clock, let's say for even 20 years, to the same person or the same people, expecting each and every time they do these things that the person will be different and act different. But it doesn't happen. Those people are insane. They're insane. They don't have the mental capacity to see, well, I've been doing this for every day, the entire day for 20 years, but this person is still doing the same thing. Their behavior isn't changing. They don't have the mental capacity to know if you change your approach and you do things differently with the person or the people, then they'll be different. Then they'll talk different. Then they'll act different. And then they'll be different. But they don't have that intellect to do those things. Okay? So be aware. I'm a black person myself. And I see it for myself with dealing with black foreigners and black Americans. I see it for myself every day, all the years of my life that I've been on this earth. I see them doing the same thing. Same thing. In hopes that it'll be something different each time, but it's not. It's the same behavior each and every time. Okay? That's it for now. Bye.